In the heart of Kilimani Village, a place where the sun kissed the earth with warmth and the rivers whispered ancient secrets, there lived a mysterious man named Toba. Kilimani was a village of vibrant life. Its people thrived on hard work and community. The market bustled with traders, the fields gleamed with golden maize, and laughter echoed from the children playing all over the beautiful fields. But behind this lively facade, darkness lurked. Toba appeared to many as a harmless old drunkard. With his tattered clothes and staggering gait, he shuffled through the dusty paths with slurred words and a crooked smile. Yet there was more to Toba than met the eye. He lived alone in a dilapidated hut at the edge of the forest, with no wife, no sons or daughters to call his own. During the day, he pretended to be a humble farmer, though his land never bore fruit, and his cattle were scrawny. He would sit under the old fig tree near the market, sipping from his gourd and watching the people of Kilimani with eyes that gleamed like embers. In Kilimani, it was believed that every person was born with a star that shone brightly in the spirit world. This star was the essence of their being, the source of their success, joy, and prosperity. When someone worked hard, their star blazed with light. When they loved and shared kindness, it sparkled like 1,000 diamonds. But Toba had stumbled upon a dark and sinister power. One night, after a bitter quarrel with a traveling merchant, he dreamt of the man's star fading into darkness. The next day, the merchant returned, penniless and broken. Realizing the power of anger, Toba became a master manipulator. With every argument, with every shouted insult, he siphoned the light from his victims' stars. The more they raged, the dimmer their stars became until they flickered out completely. Many had fallen victim to him. Aking, the village's most talented potter, once had a thriving business that attracted buyers from neighboring villages. Her pots were masterpieces, painted with colors as vibrant as the Kilimani sunset. One day, Toba mocked her craft in the market. "These pots look like they were made by a blind goat," he sneered. Aking, her pride wounded, shouted back. They argued fiercely as the crowd gathered to watch. The next morning, Aking awoke to trembling hands. No matter how hard she tried, her fingers refused to mold the clay. Her once beautiful pots cracked and crumbled. Within weeks, her business collapsed. She was left in tears, wondering what curse had befallen her. Then there was Boma, the fastest runner in the village and the pride of his family. His feet carried the hopes of his younger siblings and his helpless mother, a single woman who worked tirelessly to feed her children. As the firstborn, Boma saw running as his only way to lift his family from poverty. He won races and earned prizes that kept food on the table. But one evening, Toba blocked his path. "You call that running? Even a turtle can beat you," Toba jeered. At first, Boma laughed it off. But Toba persisted, hurling insults until Boma exploded in anger. They argued under the fading light until the moon rose high. The next morning, Boma awoke to legs heavy as stone. He could barely walk. No matter how hard he trained, he never won another race. His mother wept in despair as their household fell into poverty once again. As Toba's victims suffered, he thrived. His once barren farm now overflowed with crops, his cattle multiplied, and he began living like a king. No one understood how an old drunkard had gained such sudden fortune. But not everyone was blind to the truth. Nia, the quiet daughter of the village healer, noticed a troubling pattern. She observed how those who argued with Toba lost everything, while Toba prospered. One night, she shared her suspicions with Molo, the village elder. "He steals their stars," she whispered. "With every angry word, they give him their light." Molo nodded slowly. "If that is true, then we must set a trap." The next day, Nia went to the market and deliberately bumped into Toba, spilling a basket of mangoes at his feet. "Stupid girl," Toba spat. "Are you blind? Do you not watch where you walk?" Nia said nothing. She picked up the mangoes calmly. "Ah, so now you are mute? I said you are blind. Deaf too?" he sneered. But Nia only smiled softly and walked away without a word. Confused, Toba followed her, throwing insult after insult. Yet, she remained silent. No anger, No argument. That night, Toba sat by his fireplace. Despite the roaring flames, he felt cold. His dreams were dark and empty. For the first time in years, he felt weak. The next day, the village gathered in the square. Molo stood before them. "We have discovered Toba's secret. He feeds on your anger. Every time you argue with him, he steals the light of your star." The crowd gasped. They remembered their losses. Aching wept. Boma hung his head in sorrow. "But there is a way to defeat him," Nia said. "Silence. When you walk away, you keep your star safe." From that day on, no one argued with Toba. When he shouted, they smiled and walked away. His power faded. His farm withered. His cattle grew thin. In time, he became the same old drunkard he had pretended to be. Aking's hands slowly regained their strength. She molded clay once more, and her pots became more beautiful than ever. Boma trained harder than before, and his legs regained their speed. He won races again, bringing joy and sustenance back to his family. The villagers who had once lost their light found their stars burning bright again. The lesson spread far beyond Kilimani. In every nearby village, they told the tale of the star thief, how anger could dim the brightest light, and how silence was the shield that kept one star shining. And so they learned, when you argue with a fool, you give him your light. But when you walk away, you keep your star burning bright. Please, if you enjoyed this story, kindly subscribe, like, share and hit the notification bell for such interesting stories.